How did you come into the humorous side of your apologetics? Like, how did you? Are you a naturally funny person? Like, did you just fall into it? Is that always been your style, or like, how did that come about? Because I really do enjoy those videos.
Well, I guess I have certain character traits, and then if I'm around the right people or wrong people, depending on how you view it, they draw it or bring it out of me more. And so, I'd known David Wood and some of the fellows for a little bit, doing various Islamic outreach and evangelism, debates with Muslims, and apologetic ventures, and done some interviews and conferences together and things like that. But there wasn't much of a working relationship, say with David or Sam and those guys. It was more just we ran into each other and hung out and shared similar approaches to certain things at certain times. Always differences, but through that, David wanted to not just have a successful YouTube channel on his own. And to those who don't know, I'm speaking of David Wood, Act 17 Apologetics, largest Christian apologetics YouTube channel there, approaching 500,000 subs, probably before the year is out. And he of course had his own successful channel, but he wanted to create and help facilitate a number of other social media style apologists. And I was one of the first people, I think me and a couple other guys approached with sort of this long-term vision. And part of it was, what you might call likability factors and ability to communicate and humor and these kinds of things. And so he knew enough about me to know, that might be present and I might be willing to do that, which he was right about. And so I was open to the idea at that time in my life. He kind of asked me at just the right time where things were open. If he would ask me a little bit earlier, I probably would have said no. It worked out perfect timing. And so we kind of got to work immediately. And one of the first things was, hey, here's some basic ways on how to do videos and whatnot, because I had mainly focused more on writing via blogs and radio, so not the visual component. And once we started just writing and different things, I think he felt like, I had some improv abilities and different things like that. And so we would script some things out and not script other things. And it just kept on snowballing from there, different little projects that we did. Two of the most well-known, of course, would be Islamicize Me, where atheists go on a journey to become Muslims and they read the sources and do literally what it says, sort of in the most ham-fisted way over a period of 30 days. And then the Boom Boom Room, where Muhammad has an imaginary talk show and he interviews different guests from the current time and as well as the past, some fictional, some non-fictional. And then at the end, usually blows them up. And so doing those things together and, future ideas as well, just created a lot of synergy. And then other people kind of came around and, for example, Sam Shamoon, nobody knew he had acting ability. Then all of a sudden we kind of draw him into the circle and all of a sudden, Sam's the star of the show. So that definitely is part of it. And those are some things that people view as more notable or they remember. But, the daily grind of apologetics is real life conversations with people and talking to people and having conversations, public and private, and trying to hear people out and then go back and forth with good dialogues and doing live streams because it's sort of you're interacting with people and stuff like that. And so it's part of the repertoire, humor and comedy. But of course, it's not the be all end all, at least not for me. But it's definitely in the bag of tricks, as we might say.
Yeah. I find myself that, like you say, there's a mixture of, so one-on-one conversations, debating is a slightly different style. Just the one-on-ones, I think that humor always helps, especially I think with atheists as well, because I don't know, I think the best delivery has to be kindness. Like there has to be like genuine concern or care for their salvation anyway. Like there's no point in just scoring points. It's no good to win an argument and lose the soul of the person you're arguing with. But I had a chance today, so God completely changed every plan I had for today. Like I have a friend visiting, so I was trying to show them London, and then like the bus routes were changed and the things were closed and stuff like that. But I ended up ignoring my friend actually for half an hour to speak to a lady in a coffee shop. And once she kind of unraveled her story of what's been going on, like I knew completely that like I often pray, like, can you put them in my way, just so I know. And it, like humor for sure for me, like when some of to be fair, some of the hadiths that I have to discuss, like if I didn't have a sense of humor, like I couldn't do it with a straight face anyway, because some of them are like pretty out there. And yeah, I think the priests of Baal were mocked at one point. So I think there's like scope for humor in the Bible, but I do know of some people who like frown upon it, but they probably frown quite often, to be fair.